Mount Everest got on me. Mount Everest got on me. Cause I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. Yeah. Boy, body got on me.
Going on, you guys? It's been a minute. Last time y'all saw us, we were in Nashville and we had a running truck. Well, that has since changed, and this is our current state of what's going on. So I'm gonna break it down. It's been a minute. I've been super busy with this thing. I should have been videoing more than I have, but basically we pulled the motor out, and it was a stock bottom N60, you know, that we have beat the mess out of for all these years. And pulled it apart, just wanted to check everything over. You know, we're doing the motor swap now to the Patriot motor. But in the meantime, we pulled it apart and found out that for about 7 months, I've been just beating the mess out of this thing with a broken ring land. So she stayed together. I mean, hey, it's still a good motor. There was no scarring in the cylinders or anything. So what we've been doing is I have been just ripping this thing apart. I mean, it is all the factory wiring has came out. We don't need that where we're going. Now, this thing is still going to be a street truck. I'm not going full race truck with it. I don't like the full race truck thing. It's not really me. I like to cruise my stuff. You know, if I want to go get a 12 count nugget from Chick-fil-A, I want to be able to do so. But in saying that, everything is pulled out. So the reasoning for this is not only so that we can put some more cage in it, because I need the front half of the 850 cert cage if we're going to be doing Sick Week at Rocky Mountain Race Week with it next year. And we're going to lighten all this stuff up. Now, I'm going to keep my factory steering column. I'm partial to my factory steering wheel. We'll probably do an AZA steering wheel in it, because I really want some carbon in here in the interior. But in the meantime, we pulled the heater core out. We pulled all the ducting out from behind the dash support. That way we lighten it all up a good bit. Now, in saying that, today what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bed off, and we're going to pull the factory fuel tank out. So right now, for the time being, I've been running a Atomic Fab Surge tank in the factory tank with a big Fuel Labs 1100 brushless pump. Now this pump is awesome. It's been good. I've talked to Fuel Labs with it, and they've made upwards of 1800 on the 85 with it, which is pretty sick. But it's time to go fuel cell, you know, not only for just weight bias and everything else, for ease of use and mainly for weight bias, I'll say that. But we are going to pull the bed off today, try and drop the tank out of it, and that way I can have easy access to paint the frame, you know, tidy things up. We're going to run all new fuel lines, all new wiring. So in this video right here, we're going to do a breakdown of all the parts that we have. And I've been working on the turbo kit, so I've only been welding for about 2 months. I got tired of having to take my stuff to somebody else for them to weld it. I said, you know what, I'm just going to learn how to do it. And I've had some good luck the last couple of days. It's been kind of a struggle up until this point, but I got some new equipment. It's working really well. So we've got the turbos in, we've got the big intake in, all the wiring stuff is in. So we're going to do a breakdown of all the parts that we have that we're going to put on this truck. Now it's going to be a process. I hope y'all are going to enjoy this build series, and I'm going to try and film as much of it as I can. Just self-filming, it can be kind of tough, but let's get into it. You know, it's actually crazy how much room you have in here once there's actually nothing in here. I mean, you wouldn't even see your boy, we have a party up in here. We're bringing it over to the shop now, and gonna get this bed off. I'm gonna use a jig pole on the tractor. Luckily, my father was able to come and help me, and it's a one-man job doing that. Not very fun, but he got his little cute tractor out today. But let's get this thing in the shop and we'll see if we can get this bed off and get back to grinding on it. All right, we've got the bed undone, finally, and we should be ready to come off with it now. So he's hooking up the tractor with the gym pole, and once we get the bed off, we can really see what we got up under here. I'm pretty excited about painting the frame on this thing because, I don't know, so originally I had another single cab, right? I had a white one that I got when I was 16. It was extremely, extremely clean, and this truck's just never been what that is, right? So I want to try to get it to that point of being super, super clean. So let's get this thing hooked up, let's pop it off real quick, and check out what we got up underneath. We're gonna set it on the trailer over here. That way, if I need to spray a bed liner in it or something of the sorts, we'll be mobile. We'll have a mobile rig, and we'll go see what we got to work with over here. See if we can get this fuel tank dropped out from under it, and then we're gonna do a parts reveal. What are the parts that we have for this thing to be able to bring absolute pressure in late 26, 27? All right, so we got the bed off. We can now see the rear frame. We can now see fuel tank, our fuel pump, and she's dirty. She's real dirty. She needs a good washing. But hey, I mean, this has been like this for what, 3, 4, 5 years now? So I'm truly excited about pulling this factory tank out. It's always been a big gripe of mine. I've always wanted to do a fuel cell, not only for safety concerns, but just rear weight bias. So you know the GMT 800 lean, the truck leans this way a little bit. I think a lot of that's to do with that fuel tank right there. So we'll be getting that out of the way. We're gonna paint this frame up. We're gonna make sure everything looks good, make sure everything looks all right. Probably C-notch it. We might have to do a little right there, you know, and for the rear billet disconnect bars. But hey, it's pretty good progress there. Now, before we get into our parts reveal, we've got to finish this turbo kit first so we can hang our turbos and put our intake on our brand new Patriot motor so we can see how it all looks. So I went and got some argon this morning. I ran out when I was trying to finish it. So we're gonna finish it up. It's pretty cool. I'll show you what we got. First, let me show you what Dad's been doing here lately. Yep, we got a green Nova in here, and if you'll notice, that would be a little LS and a little small turbo. Now, I mess with him because he can't do anything normal, I guess. So apparently Richard Holdner has done a test to where he put one of these very small turbochargers on here. I don't really know what size this is. I think it is a G35 series turbo. And basically he just tied one bank of the engine into this turbo, kind of like a 4-banger would, right? And then the other side was essentially naturally aspirated. Now they were able to make a decent bit of power, and you get a lot, you can stretch this turbo a lot farther with only feeding it exhaust gases from one bank of the engine. So I'm curious to see how it works out. Apparently it's been done before. To me, in my head, it would be a tuning nightmare, but I could be wrong. So this is what we have so far of our turbo kit I've been working on. So I think it come out pretty good. I've been welding for about 2 months now, so it's not perfect, but she'll hold nonetheless. What we're gonna do is we have flow tech headers on our engine. This is gonna be on one side and the other one will be on this side, and we're gonna be able to hang our V-banded turbine housing turbos off of it. Now, for welding setups, about 2 months ago, I had some guys, a buddy of mine, Dawson Murphy, shout out you if you're watching this, they told me to buy the R-Captain. This is the R-Captain 200 AC/DC, and it has been an absolute workhorse. It's been doing good. I've enjoyed it. Like I said, I'm a beginner TIG welder. Don't really know, what's good, what's bad, whatever. Got in here and just started burning through some gas just to see what we can do. I ended up buying a Furic cup, a BBW Furic cup, and that has been the biggest help. That combined with a dedicated tungsten grinder, and I no longer have contamination in my stainless welds, which is pretty cool. So today the plan is, since we've got this one on already, she got a little hot, got a little puddle walk in it, but we got to weld this guy up right here, and then we will have our complete hot side minus wastegates, which will go right here. So let's get into it. Now, one thing I have learned, or shall I say, was taught with stainless in my very limited experience, is that everything needs to be just surgically clean. I mean, everything's got to be acetone down, you know, scotch brighted. All your tungsten needs to be good and fresh. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna acetone these pipes down first and make sure they're good and clean. And then I'm probably gonna toss a new piece of laser tungsten in there and grind it down. I've been using like a 22.5 degree tungsten angle, and seems to be working pretty good here lately. So we'll get these wiped down, and we'll start burning this last V-band in so we can mount our turbos on our engine for a little photo shoot and show you guys what everything's gonna look like. Now, the turbos are going to go to powder coat this week along with the new intake that I'm gonna show you here shortly. And I've got a pretty cool idea that I had ChatGPT render me up last night for us to do on the intake, because it's gonna be front and center, and most of everything in the engine bay is gonna be black, kind of machined, and not much polished stuff in there. So we're kind of going for that white, machined black contrast, I guess, and then hopefully pair it with the titanium cold side that's gonna be anodized and clear coated. Right, so don't mind these tacks. These are when I was running out of gas the other day. Kind of had some bad tungsten on there. That's why we started with a freshie today. But we've got those tacks there. We got one good one there. We got one good one there. A few of these other ones are kind of hanging in there. But that should be good for us to run a bead or two on there. Sorry, let me get y'all in focus. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about when I say it's got to be surgically clean. Everything's got to be right, or else you'll start getting some kind of glumping. You'll get some, you know, contamination in there. You don't want that, right? But we should be able to smooth all that out whenever we make our run on it. So. So, after further investigation of why I can't make a puddle, come to find out, my foot pedal was getting hung on that piece of metal right there. So I was thinking I was full throttle, and I'm like, man, this is plenty enough amperage to be able to puddle this thing up. And no, I just couldn't press my foot pedal down all the way. We did that, fixed the problem, imagine that. Still got a little contamination in it, not too terribly worried about it. We are back Persian right now, so I'm gonna flip around to the other side like I originally had it, thinking I had a bad ground. I went and ground my tungsten down again. I changed filler rods. I'm like, something is just not right. Well, come to find out, I couldn't go full throttle. It's never a good thing when you can't go full throttle. So let's finish this up. Let's finish burning this out, and let's get this thing on. Well, unfortunately, the last V-band, of course, it was the last one. Kind of screwed it up as far as it's got contamination in it. So that's all right though. What I'll probably do, see, that's how you want it to look there. You want it to have all the nice, pretty, shiny colors in it, and that one just like, whatever. But it's okay. That's my bad. I should have noticed that the pedal was stuck. So what was happening was the pedal was getting stuck, and it was just globbing the filler and kind of globbing the metal. And then I would get aggravated and I'd pull the torch off of it. So it's pulling contamination in. Whatever, you'll have that on them big jobs, as I should say. So let's head to the house. Let's get these turbos mocked up. Let's see how they look. Let's clock them, make sure everything looks good, make sure everything fits right. And then we're gonna do our parts reveal. We're gonna show you what we've got in store for the white truck. I really need to name this thing instead of just calling it the white truck all the time. So if you think of some good names, drop them in a comment. Let's get it on. All right, now I told you guys we were gonna do a parts reveal. What do we have in store for the tractionless truck. So that's what we're gonna do now. I can't wait to show y'all some of this stuff. I'm pretty excited about it. This is probably collectively some of the most money I've ever spent in one time. So this is kind of my last hoorah with this thing, and let's get into it. Let me show you what we got. Let me show you what we got going on. Now, current state of the truck, as you can see, we're rocking the Cali Lean here, but I did get the fuel tank out. So it is out. This is all really, really dirty. So all of that's gonna get cleaned up, painted, everything. Probably take that out. Don't need that where we're going. And I did leave the factory wiring to the tail lights and all that good jazz, because we're gonna tie all that in. And as far as the interior goes, kind of same thing, just needs to be vacuumed out. And she's gonna be headed to Taylor this week over at OK Fabrications for the rest of the cage, so that we can go a little bit faster without running into any safety concerns. So let's get into it. Let's break down what we have for this truck. Now, it is time for a parts breakdown. What we have coming, what you can expect to see us do on this truck for the build series. Now, yes, I am sweating, and I am going to pretend like I did not just film an hour and a half worth of footage with zero audio. It's a great night tonight. So first up, we will start with all the wiring that we have. Now, this whole build series was around ripping all of the factory wiring out and doing away with all of that, as well as the piggybacked Holley harness that it had in it from, the guys doing it 10, 15 years ago before I had the truck. I have fought wiring gremlins with this truck for quite some time, and I was tired of it. If we're really going to drag and drive this truck like I plan to next year for Sick Week and Rocky Mountain Race Week, I want to know exactly where every wire goes in this truck and how to fix it. So to start, we have a Race Wire Solutions. I'm dying. We have a Race Wire Solutions custom switch panel. Now this is plug and play into their PDM kit that is basically going to control all of our accessories. That's going to be water pump, that's going to be intercooler, that's going to be everything. Fuel pump, ignition, starter, you name it. It's plug and play. We'll wire it all in, and it's going to work like a charm. Now, to go along with this, of course, we have all of our little distribution blocks, all the stuff that you normally have for wiring upgrades. Now, I did find this company called ProWire USA. Now, some of you might have heard of it. They make some very, very high-end wire, and that's what I wanted for our battery leads. I did not want to cheap out on battery leads, and hopefully you don't either, because I don't like fighting fires. I'm not a firefighter. I'm not built for that. So we did a set of ProWire, and it is internally coated and externally coated. Really, really good stuff. Highly recommend it. Now, like always, we've always had a Terminator ECU in this truck. Now, we're going to keep the Terminator in it. I would love to go to a Dominator, but financially, I just don't want to make that step right now because, well, as you can see here. So we're going to keep the Terminator in it, and we have our CAN bus I/O module that we're going to be running as well to kind of feed extra sensors, sensor blocks, and all that. I won't bore you with all the little things. Probably my favorite thing that I have bought so far for the wiring portion of the whole truck is this right here. Some of you might have heard of HCR Innovations. Devin Vanderhoof, better known on YouTube, Holley Guru, wiring extraordinaire. He is the man when it comes to wiring. Now, I did his Holley harness. Now, if you're looking to get into Holley and you want something that's a little bit nicer than the factory wiring harness that comes with the Holley, this is your option. About $1,200. All of your leads are longer than normal, so you don't have to try and run and stretch things different ways. There's no need for CAN bus splitters. All the connectors are pre-mapped. All of the labeling will never come off like the Holley harnesses do. All of the loom is not split loom, so it's not going to crinkle up and wires fall out of it and all that. That must be the mayor. Anyway, Holley harness from HCR Innovations. Now, we're going to be running this. We're going to kind of show you in depth a better view of what this harness looks like whenever we start running it here, hopefully in a few weeks. And like I said, if you're looking to get a Holley harness and you want a step above what comes with Holley, this is it right here. About $1,200, you can get this. It's super nice. I wish I'd have did it 5 years ago whenever I got this truck. So pretty excited about that. Now, to go along with our wiring, I'm not going to bore you with the small things, but we're doing a coil relocation to the frame rails. We're also doing smart coils and all custom spark plug wires. Now, the reason for going smart coils is I want that extra pop on the ignition side of things for the power that we're hoping to make with this truck. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, you can run stock coils and all that. Smart coils are good for an extra safety net. They're a little bit extra power, you know, and yes, I mean, I know they're a tad bit more expensive, but I'm more of a buy once, cry once type guy. That's just where I fall. Now, we do have a fuel cell. I'm not going to pick it up and put it up here because I'm sweating a lot right now and I am ready to go find some air conditioner. There is no airflow in here. But we do have a fuel cell that we'll be putting our Fuel Labs 1100 dual brushless pump into that we got from Atomic Fabrication and Performance. Now, in the past, we have ran the Fuel Labs pump in a surge tank in the factory tank. Now, for safety concerns and also weight bias, we're going to be going to the fuel cell in the rear. We're going to have it powder coated so it all looks really nice back there, and it's going to be a lot better for weight bias in this truck for all the no prep stuff that we do with it. Now, without further ado, let's get into what we have here, the crown jewel, the everything that this truck is about to be. Let's show you. This right here is our Patriot Performance Hateful 388. Now, this is an LS2 based Darton sleeve, top fuel hoop, copper head gasket. It's got CID LS7 heads that have been custom ported from Hooper, all done up by Tim over at Patriot Performance. Shout out Tim, he is the magician behind the power that this thing is about to make. Now, the crown jewels up here in the front. I mean, you can't miss them. They're right in your face. These are Pulsar G42 7375s dual ball bearing turbos. Shout out Matt over at Greenlight Performance and Tuning. He said, brother, you need turbos. I got you. We're going to do mirrored image Pulsar dual ball bearing twins. Now, these turbos have made a ton of power in previous combos. So upwards of 1,700 horsepower is what you can probably expect out of these things. These things spool instantly, and which is what I want for going twins. Now, as you know, we do a little bit of roll racing, we do a lot of driving, we do a lot of drag racing, we do a lot of no prep stuff. I love a big single. I love the way the big singles look, but they are laggy. In this case, they are quite laggy. These things should light up instantly and be capable of so much more power than the 98 112 TDI that we had on there previously. Now, to top all of this off, right here up front, we have a Shearer Fab air-to-water Holley high ram lid that is an 1,800 horsepower capable lid. Now, I went back and forth for a while on whether I should do air-to-air or air-to-water, and this is what I landed on. Shout out Gerald Kosei for helping me out in getting this. It is an absolute piece of art. Now, this and the turbos both are going to powder coat this week, and we're going to do something special. Y'all know I can't do anything like everybody else does. I got to do it the hard way. I got to be a little bit different. So, once it goes to powder coat and comes back, we're going to mount everything up again, shoot some pictures. But if you've heard me talk in our short form videos on TikTok or Facebook, I've kind of hinted around it. We're going to do a Motion Raceworks Icon throttle body here with their billet merge, probably a Y, and we are going to do titanium cold side piping. It's all going to be titanium, dual blow-off valves on it. Waste gates are going to come out right here, and it's all going to be beautiful. Now, if you know, Dawson Murphy, he's been in a few of our YouTube videos up at Mic'd Up Motorsports. He's a good buddy of mine. He's helped me out a lot with learning how to TIG weld, and he kind of gave me some pointers and whatnot. He's a lot farther along than I have been. And I said, Dawson, look, man, I need some help. I really want to do titanium piping on my cold side, be something different, you know. Some of you might call it a little ricer, but I think it's going to look absolutely sick, and it's going to be different. That's the whole purpose. He said, dude, don't worry. I got you. We'll learn how to do it. We'll do it together. So I sent him some titanium. He's been kind of playing around with it. Looks like he's got a pretty good grasp on it. So look out for that to come. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it, and I hope you guys are too. So this is what we have, guys. I mean, this is going to be a build series here. So if you have a truck like this, if you don't have a truck like this, it doesn't matter. We're going to walk you through step by step what we're going to do here. We're going to learn together. I'm no master mechanic. I don't know a thing about wiring.
So we're just gonna have to figure it out ourselves. So appreciate you for watching today. Drop a like on the video, subscribe, it helps a ton. Check out traction-less.com. We are doing burnout of the week winners this week. New and existing customers, send in your burnout videos to me, DM me on Facebook or TikTok or whatever, and send them to me. We're gonna choose a winner every week, post it up on the site, post it up on all the channels, and you deserve the love that you need for having a heavy foot. So catch you guys next time. Come on.